last met Louisa Saupo in 2013, about to have the baby no one thought was possible.
I have a son called Lance. I raised him for 18 months. Now he lives in New Zealand. When he grows up, he'll understand, because by looking at me, he'll know that I can't raise him by myself. I love him more than anything, and I don't want anything happens to him. It was kind of a bit hard for me to carry him, shower him when he wasn't walking. That was the situation.
Louisa's son Lance is now 2 years old and lives with his grandmother in Hamilton.
As a child,
His only contact with his mum has been over Skype or watching videos.
she repeatedly fractured her bones. Was the baby that long?
2 years ago, Louisa had to make an impossible choice.
I didn't really want to adopt him, but there was no way for me to raise him by myself. There was a mother in New Zealand and whole family in New Zealand. So I have to think of the well-being of my son.
Lance has watched this video dozens of times. He's used to it now, but at first it was very raw.
In her first days out of hospital, Louisa stays with her sister in Auckland. It's a large blended family and they welcome a cousin from Samoa.
There is no support for me and my baby back home. That's the reason why.
Lance is returning to Samoa with his grandmother. It's the first time since Louisa gave him up, at the request of family.
I always listen to my family. That's our culture. We have to obey our parents and our older people. They suggested that my son should live with my mother in New Zealand because there is a point. Point is that I can't raise him on my own, financially and physically, because I have a, like I said, brittle. Secondly, was for his health, education, and for his future.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. Virgin Samoa, flight VA91 to Apia. If we have any families with infants, you're also welcome to come forward. Thank you.
Some people say, go have kids and you can't raise them. And some people say, you're not using your mind, you're smart, and then you're doing stupid things. Some say, look at that person with disability and she want to have husband, you know? Those kind of criticizing. But, you know, I just ignore it because what is what? I've got a child and I'm happy. And their criticizing won't make anyone happy, but won't change anything. What happened has happened, and no one can change what happened, you know?
Louisa was born with a rare genetic disorder known as osteogenesis imperfecta, or brittle bones.
I love feeding the chicken, but I don't like killing the chicken.
As a child, she constantly broke bones throughout her body. Surgeons inserted steel rods into both legs so she could walk.
When I was young, even if I bang my hand just like that, bone break.
When her entire family moved to New Zealand, they left Louisa behind in Samoa with her grandmother. They were told she couldn't get permanent residency because of her disability.
It's a common thing in Samoa when people look at you and judge you because you have a disability. I don't like to go town because people like pointing hands at you and say, oh look, here comes the short person or whatever. Some people believe that having a disability or born with a disability is a curse. I ignore them, that it hurts. Give my mouth away.
As an adult, Louisa has strived to be independent. She's found some work, but never married. She's needed family to support her. Then, at 32, she found out she was pregnant.
When I found out I was pregnant, I was surprised. I never thought that I can have a child.
She could go and make a baby. Naughty girl, lah.
Most people think it's shocking, So, and few people say things about you. Saying, how can she have this child? How can she have this baby? What kind of man would do such things to a person with disability? Those kind of things. They did it to me. And you know what I said to them? Well, I'm sorry, if you had a life, I also got a life.
Doctors feared Louisa's body couldn't cope with a pregnancy, so the Samoan government appealed to New Zealand to give Louisa a special medical visa. But there was an expectation from her government. If tests prove the baby also has brittle bones, the pregnancy will be terminated. Lance was born by caesarean, completely healthy, but 8 weeks premature. Doctors were astounded Louisa's body could carry the baby even that long. Just days later, she's striding around the hospital.
See, it's just a miracle. Cause I thought he's not gonna be normal, but look, he's a fast-growing boy. I feel happy, It's finally, I never imagined that I'll ever have a child. My family, they worried about who's gonna help me look after the baby. It's easy for me to look after him at this size, right? But as he grows up, it's gonna be very hard for me. My mom wants to leave the baby here and I go back home. But I can't. Can't be separated. It wasn't planned. It was just came out of nowhere.
Louisa's mother has travelled up from Wellington to help her cope. Even picking up baby Lance is hard for Louisa.
It's me and my mom have to take turns. Like I wake up nighttime until like 3 o'clock feed. The showering is for my mom's work. Not really yet to hold him that time. I'm afraid that he might slip off my hand and then drown.
But Louisa's medical visa is limited. Once she recovers from her cesarean, she must leave New Zealand.
It's the only one, my kids in Samoa. I want something to stay here, to make her stay here and the baby.
Louisa's decided to apply for New Zealand residency, so her mother can help raise the baby.
Smile, don't cry. What?
After a few weeks, Louisa's mother returned home to her own children and took the baby with her.
Tick, 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 tick. Wee.
Louisa's had to stay in Auckland for medical appointments.
I can't sleep, I can't eat, I cry at night times. I look at his photo and I kiss my phone, say good night to him, then I sleep. When I wake up, I look at the photo. You know, that gives me the courage to go on by looking at his photos. But at night time when I wake up, my eyes was like, you know, been crying all night. It's just so hard.
At last, Louisa is reunited with her baby in Wellington. Louisa's mother is working around the clock. She arrives home from her cleaning job at daybreak to take over the morning care.
I don't want to get too attached to my son at this stage because I don't know whether I'm going or stay. Because I'd rather keep a little distance from him, you know, to help me to cope, you know, just to, if I leave him. Because if I can't leave him, definitely can't leave him. If I'm working with him every day. So, just let my mom do it.
Maybe I will take care of the baby.
And what will Louisa do you think?
Look for a job.
In New Zealand?
Yeah, she's trying to apply the 3 months to stay for. She's good here and the baby Samoa's no good for her.
Louisa's bid to stay in New Zealand was rejected. And even though Lance was born in New Zealand, he too must leave the country. There's no government funding back in Samoa to support Louisa or her baby. So that means Louisa's mum must go as well, leaving her own children and husband behind.
Not 100%, you know, happy, but no other option. It's so heavy.
Baby Lance is only 3 months old, but already he's almost half Louisa's height.
I can't really hold him much longer. I see how he moves, kicking everything. Hey, stop kicking.
And Lance is getting bigger every day.
I can't carry him, as much as I want to. But it's just, I can't.
Louisa's mum can't stay in Samoa for long. One option is for her to adopt her grandson, separating Louisa from her baby.
It's the hardest decision to make at the moment. I have to make my mom happy for everything she's done for me. The more I'm with him, the more it's going to be very hard for me to let him go. Heavy little fatso. Ah, so heavy. Ew.
Louisa's mum is convinced she needs to take Lance back to New Zealand to live with her. But she's worried how Louisa will cope with the loss of her baby.
I put him here to make him go sleep because I can't hold him. People will laugh at you that you have a mother with disability. But if you brought up your son knowing what kind of person you really are, then you never know, he might fight back for you. I have nothing to give him, but all I can give him was my love, That's the most important part of a kid, spending time with the mother.
Louisa's mother has already raised 5 children. Now in her 50s, she has a full-time job and a 13-year-old son at home. Taking on Lance is not ideal, but she can't see any alternative.
Yeah, because she misses my little brother, leaving him alone at home. She needs to go back.
I'm so sad. That's why I'm sitting here for a month and I want to take the baby.
That she understands me. I know that's really hard for me, but I, rather let her adopt my son than anyone else. But it's only the fact that I'm gonna miss him, be able to go up with him. But I know he's in good hands. Hey, baby. But
The whole family is under pressure to reach a decision about Lance's future.
I sometimes dream if I let him go, he might not know, I'm his mother, or he might grow up taller than me and might not believe that he's my son, that I'm his mother. That's the funny thing. But growing up with him, it gives him more confidence that I am his mother.
Samoan protocol dictates the family chief will decide what happens.
So the
decision is not for you only. The decision is for you and your baby. because now there's the two of you. So what do you have in mind? You're deciding. As long as you know that the families the families behind the decision you're making. Whether good or indifference is a decision. And the family is prepared to do whatever it's necessary, as long as it's with the interest of the baby and yourself as well. Because we need to face the reality that you are a bit challenged in the physical department. It's important that the baby's health is the center of whatever we decide to do. Oh. So what's the worst if your baby just stay here with you? Just
the worst thing if he stays, I won't be able to give him everything, like carry for him, supporting him. I can't hold him and carry him around. He might get sick. Can't take him to the doctor.
What is the worst thing that can happen if your mom take your baby overseas to New Zealand to look after?
He might not consider me as a mother. Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that New Zealand is the best place for your baby?
Yeah.
It's a hard decision. It's a very hard decision for you.
Very hard if I live in here.
And whatever decision you make is always a good decision.
She said, I just want to be with him.
For the second time in her life, Louise is facing a gut-wrenching separation from her family. Her 5 brothers and sisters all live in New Zealand.
I really want a win-win thing, but for my family, I had to do what I have no other choice.
In the end, Lance stayed with Louisa for 18 months before the adoption came through and he left for New Zealand. Lance has arrived in Samoa for a 2-week visit. It's the first time Louisa has seen him for almost a year. Louisa is overjoyed, but Lance appears baffled by the new mother in his life. Louisa is hoping regular visits will keep him in touch with her and with his Samoan heritage, so that one day he will want to return and be with her.
Today is called White Sunday. It's a special day for children where they go and tell a story, make drama, like according to the Bible. And also it's the day for families together, to have a feast together. It's a very exciting day. Last year, White Sunday was like nothing. It's like an ordinary day. But today, get to go to church with him. So my White Sunday is like 100% excited. Yeah.
White Sunday brings the extended family together for a shared meal. With Lance here, there are 4 generations at the table. Louisa accepts Lance will grow up in New Zealand. The decision was always going to be one made by the whole family.
If my family's happy, my mom's happy, my son's happy, I'm happy. As long as we have communication, that will keep me going.
Giving up Lance was hard on Louisa. She needed to keep herself busy and now works for a disability support centre.
To me, it won't do any good if I stay home, like missing him. Yeah, my way of stop missing him is thinking of him is to do something for my life. I managed to get a job, and this job helped me to provide my everyday life expenses. And I buy credit to Skype my son every night, like almost every night.
After just 2 weeks, Louisa has to get ready to say goodbye once again to her son. It's uncertain when her family will next be able to fly him back to Samoa.
Taking me back to the airport, that would be the hardest part for me. But I have to be strong for him. I have to make him happy. And one day when he grow up, saying, oh, my mom's working this and that, very proud of me, as I am proud of him, But the plan is, when he's old enough to take care of me, like a few more years, then you come live with me. And I want him to go to high school here, so you won't get too attached to the European style. Worry about me getting too attached to him, that I might change my mind for taking him back, and he might become homesick. But it's the right decision. But that's what mothers feel, If you get attached to him, you couldn't let him go. But just spending some few times with him, 2 weeks. 2 weeks is maybe short, but it's okay. At least get to see him, get to cuddle him. Yep.
See more like this on attitudelive.com. Attitude was brought to you by New Zealand On Air.